What are we going to do about this big C, the coronavirus? It's like, right? If you're watching the headlines, you know what I'm talking about because basically everything's shutting down. And this video is going to talk quickly about the headlines that are out there right now and what's going on because it's really crazy out there. And so you have countries shutting down, you have sports shutting down, you have schools shutting down now. I think in the next 30 to 90 days, you're going to see like just a complete shutdown, as complete as it possibly could be, and still people function because they're really doing everything they can to stop the spread of this virus. But I don't want to spread fear, and it's never my intention to spread fear at all, ever. So I want to remind people a virus has a frequency, and we're energetic beings. If we're fearful, we're attracting that virus to us, and we're more susceptible to that virus. When we're in a heart-centered, positive place, our energetic aura, what I call auric armor, is expanded. And the law of energy, and this is a universal law, is higher energy transmutes lower energy. So when you're centered in positivity and heart-centeredness and that virus tries to come in, can't come in. Vibration's too high. So take precautions, but don't go into fear. Stay centered in a more loving, positive space. That is your best defense against this virus. So with that being said, let's check out the headlines for this week. Here we go. So, New York City. I mean, who could imagine that a city like New York could literally shut down? Broadway, sports events, any gatherings of over 500 people are now outlawed, basically. And not just New York, but all the major cities. That's how fast this is spreading. And like I mentioned in the beginning, we're going to see a total shutdown. We are seeing it at record pace until this virus runs its course, which we're not sure when that'll be. Disneyland. I mean, Disney hasn't closed, and Disney closed for like 3 reasons. It closed on 9/11, it closed on the Northridge earthquake, and now it closes because of this virus. So when you're making your travel plans, bottom line is don't make any for the next 30 to 90 days. I really believe we're not going to see relief from this until June or July when the temperatures start to spike and this virus runs its cycle. So my sources, from what I understand, will really start to see relief in June and July. So I would not make plans for travel. You probably couldn't anyway until then. Now, I know a lot of suppliers have voluntarily shut down and they're doing a 30-day shutdown, but I don't think that's going to be enough. I think you're going to see that 30-day expand to like 60 days, 90 days as of this taping. Most countries now, Ireland just being one I'm showing here, are on lockdown. You cannot fly into countries now, and they're on lockdown for 30 days. And I think it's going to be expanded to 60 to 90 days before you start to see borders opening up again. But this lockdown is worldwide. The Philippines locked down, Ireland lockdown, UK lockdown, Spain lockdown, Italy, of course, lockdown, United States lockdown. We are locked down, period. We've never seen anything like this in our history. And what they're trying to do is they're trying to avoid that flu pandemic we had in the early 19th century that killed millions of people. So until there's a valid vaccination, then we're at risk to have
huge amount of casualties. That's why you're seeing these draconian shutdowns with everything. It doesn't matter what it is, countries, companies, gatherings, sports events, whatever, getting locked down because they don't want to have a recurrence of what happened with the flu a little bit over about 130 years ago. Cruise lines, all of them, are now shut down. You cannot go on a cruise for 30 days. Most are shut down for 30 days. But again, I wouldn't be getting on a cruise for 90 days as your minimum time frame to think about getting back on. My opinion, it should be 90 days. And these ships are getting sterilized, and this virus has to run its course. And then, so if you're thinking, okay, when can I get back in the saddle as far as travel is concerned, look to the summer. It's going to be the summer. There's going to be pent up demand. So start making your plans now. I really feel it'll be fine to travel come July at the latest, but don't go anywhere for the next 90 days. So where's the silver lining in all this? Where is the silver lining in this virus, right? Well, one of the silver linings is that China now is banning the consumption of wildlife. This virus started in a wet market in Wuhan. And a wet market basically is where they take wildlife, any type of wildlife, from rats, so I hate to say it, dogs, pythons, bats. These wet markets in Asia, not just China, Korea has them too, basically they'll eat anything. And a lot of it's raw. So you go into the wet markets, it's not cooked. Some of it's cooked, but a lot of it is just raw with flies and bugs and everything. And it's a breeding place for disease. So China now has banned the consumption and is closing or restricting these types of wet markets. Thank God. I'm personally, I'm a dog lover. I cringe when I've seen pictures of dogs and cats being skinned and eaten. It's terrible. So sometimes it takes a virus like this to help awaken humanity to the cruelty that we unconsciously do based upon cultural conditioning. So we're seeing changes there, which is a great thing. So I'm going to keep this short, everybody. If you've enjoyed this quick little update, by all means, subscribe. And if you're into travel and you want to become a travel master, then check out the link below, the Travel Mastery course link below. And when this is all said and done, it's going to be time to have a good time and get out there and start traveling the world again. As always, God bless. Be safe out there. And until next time, peace out.